everybody to the incredible j-swann show from the greatest lyricist alive, Mr. Swann himself. About to go Super Saiyan on niggas. Right, yeah. Boss solidified, not top 5, I'm top 1. Went through some growth, look who the man that I become. Folly was in this time, Robbie on this playlist. Dance in the ring, saying son's dangerous. Knew I was a grazer before high school graduation. Playing American gangster, knew I was going to places. Intimidate these betas while I'm in shorty's kidneys. Think it's arrogance, she think it's big dick energy. Signals from a Sigma, don't mess with the crowd. Once I'm Bruce Lee and Enter, facing O'Hara. Stay off those.
Yeah, this is Sammy Loco podcast 122. I'm your host, Sammy Loco. I'm here with, go and introduce yourself.
Buddha Baby, man. AKA Bemo.
So we're gonna start with the first question. The first question is, where do that name come from? Please give a full definition of that, because I see a whole bunch of names that's connected to you.
Buddha Baby, the Buddha Baby part or the Bemo part?
Bemo Baby, yeah.
The Bemo part comes from my favorite character from Adventure Time named Bemo, but his spelled with a B, M, and I add the E to mine instead, because I love, and it comes from like the love of video games too, also. So that's another thing. And
yep.
You mean explain the Buddha Baby part too?
Yeah. So everybody get to know who you are.
All right. The Buddha Baby part was based off like my gamer tag from it was like my username on like Xbox and stuff, and because it was like Blast Buddha, like it is on my Instagram, like on there. Mm-hmm. It's I took the Buddha part, and I took that, and then I add the baby part because I'm like wise and shit for like my age and stuff. Because that's what it came. That's what it came from, honestly. And then my homie was like, "Oh, you should name yourself Buddha Baby or something." And he's like, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll go with that, I guess." Because before my artist name before that was like Blaskin Buddha, like that's Blaskin Buddha. Before that, and that's how I got the name Buddha. Yeah.
So when it comes down to gaming, how does that influences your music?
It brings a lot of fun into it. Kind of like I can relate to people, like nostalgic type gaming, like old games, new games, games that everybody likes pretty much. I can kind of like channel that in my music pretty much, like energy or something. No, get people hype. Like when you playing Call of Duty and you're in the middle of a match and you hear a song, I'm like, okay, I'm in the zone. I'm about to get multiple kill streaks or something. Or I'm in the middle of 2K. I'm playing the game. I'm breaking defenders down, dunking, and all that stuff, stuff like that. And same way with like any game you play.
So pretty much it's just, how should I say it? You're more of a theme type of rapper. Like it has to have a theme for you to keep it going. Like as far as your flow and stuff.
Yeah, it's like I build it up. I start off with the chorus. I build it up, and it builds up as the song goes on. Like that.
So pretty much tell everybody where you're from also, because it sounds like you got a little southern twang to you.
I was born in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. That's where I'm from originally. But right now I'm in Birmingham. But yeah, I was born and raised in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, basically.
So can you tell me something about, like, for people that don't know where that's at, like, can you tell people a little bit more about how it is around there?
Tuscaloosa, that's like a college town where like home of the Crimson Tide. Y'all know them, the Alabama Crimson Tide. they play every sport. And it's like a in-state rivalry with like Auburn, and Auburn's like on the other side of the state. It's like on the eastern part of the state, and Auburn, Alabama, because Tuscaloosa, Auburn is all over there, and they rivals. And every year we have something called like the Iron Bowl, and they all come together and go against each other every year. That's our thing, and it's like I don't know, it's like a rivalry that's been there for like a long time, like before I was even born here. Honestly, it's just
Damn.
been there. Yeah, it's just been there, man.
Shit. So how far is it from that ass whooping that the white people took? I think it was last year, right? How far is that? Like with that boat situation is that?
Oh yeah, you talking about the Montgomery brawl? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like almost like an hour to the like going east. Basically, it's like the capital. Basically, that's the capital,
Have you
and
ever
it's
seen anybody get their ass whooped like that before? Like as far as white people go?
uh not not like that, not on that scale, but I have seen something like that before. So
Hmm.
I seen people get beaten up real badly. But
Um,
that was historic right there.
yeah, it was. And that killed all the narratives on a lot of things like black people don't stick together, that got killed.
Yeah.
Black people can't swim, that got killed. It was a lot of things that got killed that day. Thank God no people was killed in that situation, but people got
Yeah,
their ass whooped.
that's the one instances you could say black people stood together on that one, man. Honestly. That's
Uh,
how we are out here, man.
so when it comes to your music, like what made you want to be a rapper? Like what was the main thing that wanted you to just say, I'm gonna try this out and give it a try?
Well, I say the main thing, I was influenced by my older cousin. He's like a year or two older than me. And he started off like making music. Everybody was like, oh, he shouldn't be rapping and stuff. And he was just doing it because he didn't really care what everybody else said about him. He just did it anyway. So that kind of inspired me before he like passed away and stuff. He inspired me to do the same thing. And I was like, you know what? I actually it took time, like over years, it took time for me to perfect it. And I'm still doing it to this day. But I don't know, man. It's just something about the music. It just I can get all my anger and frustration, whatever I'm going through, I can get it out through that, and that's what made me want to do music. You know,
So if you don't mind, how did he pass away?
uh, I would say he got into a fight with his best friend, and best friend did that to him.
Shit. Sorry to
Yeah,
hear that. Damn.
yeah, man.
Uh,
It's been 6 years. Happened. So I remember the call and everything. So it
How,
was kind of tragic, but he kind of inspired me in a way. So
how does that how did that change you as far as a person go though?
that kind of made me not really trust many people in a way like that. Like kind of like say, oh, I got a best friend, and that best friend end up being jealous of what I got going on, and he
Mhm.
might do that to me type stuff. So I kind of look at that like that. So
So it made you not want to trust a lot of people as far as just in general.
it's like I gotta really know you to be like around you type stuff. Like really know you.
Mm,
So it built up the years. So
got you. Now you have a song that I personally like besides the the Reach freestyle, the Y song. Now,
yeah.
when it comes to that song, what how long it took you to make it, first of all, and can you tell us like your mind frame when you was doing that song?
Why the song? Why it's like I don't know. It's like when I made that song, it took. I don't. It's like when I got together with like my homie who's featured on it.
Hmm.
I was like, what? Like like there's a lot of people asking questions, and like we were like, oh, people is asking us all kind of questions, when the tape coming out, or like when this coming out, and we was like, you know what, we're gonna answer them questions in that song type, you know, just let them know. And it took me, my part took not that long. It took like maybe like right off the dome 5 minutes basically. Like it took me 5 minutes to just kind of like get the chorus together first, like I always do. Then I do my verse. Like, you know what? I'm feeling myself in this verse, so I just add on to it, and then I just let my homie take over after that. And then that's how the song became what it became.
So up to this date, what would you say is like your favorite song that you have made so far, though?
Uh, I say my favorite song that I ever made would be, I say right now, my favorite song is, I say, Brad Pitt, that I made with my homie. That's one of my favorites. I got many, but it's that one and Sex Pistols because he produced it. So them my favorites so far though. So
All right, all right. So when it comes to when you tell people where you're from, because I get this all the time for myself. When I tell people I'm from Baltimore, they be like, "Oh, say two, say you know,
yeah,
Mountain Dew, all that stuff." Like, what is the most? Well, I'm pretty sure you don't get upset about it anymore. But what's the things that they always say? Oh, you from out, you from Birmingham? Like, how's it that how that make you feel, pretty much, or what do you get when you tell people you from?
I be getting things like, I get stuff like, oh, Sweet Home, like they sing the song Sweet Home Alabama like all the time to me. And I'm like, yeah, that get annoying. And they be like, oh, you got a little southern twang to you, or they got like, oh, you southern or something. I'm like, yeah, of course I am. I'm from where I'm from, of course. You know, couldn't help it. You know, it like that. You know, talking about old roll tide or some shit. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna get old real quick.
All right, cool, 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 cool. Who was your pretty much your influences, when you first started making music besides, your friend that passed away?
Besides my home, like besides like my cousin, I would say, I guess I grew up with like my dad listening to like '90s rap and stuff, and then my taste in music built up as I got older, and kind of, I heard people like Gucci Man growing up, T.I., Young Jeezy, going into like, in my high school years, I'm listening to people like Cheeky, Future, people like them, and then listening to all genres of music, especially, it's like, I'm like, man, you know what? If they can do it, and I got something to say, or I've been through what they've been through somewhat, I can relate to them. And I'm like, you know what? I can do the same thing. So
Mm.
that would have come from.
So when it comes to being a rapper, do you think that the look is more important than lyrics, or do you think lyrics is more important than the look?
I say for me, it's more so the lyrics to me though. I can go out there and wear some white t-shirt, pair of shorts, and still rock a show. That is how I would do it. I'll get some swim trunks. I bought a t-shirt from the A-Rail store, socks, shoe, the nicest shoes ever, and then go out there and rock it. Like I don't like the look don't matter to me. It's just the lyrics to me. Be honest.
Okay. So the reason why I say that is because I had a conversation with a couple of people and they would tell me to look. Uh Only because it makes people understand what direction you're gonna go into. So you have some people that are very into Lil Uzi. Got some people that's very big time uh X fans. I'm trying to think of somebody else that we was talking about. But anyway, um, you have those people to no, Lil Wayne, sorry. I'm an old head, so I always say Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And some people say that when it comes to the lyric part, some people will be like, hey, you know what? I really don't care about the lyrics because everybody's rapping about the same thing. How do you feel about that though?
I feel like people people say everybody rapping the same, but they're not really looking at like how the person delivers it. Like it's all about delivery. It's like, oh, I can say the same thing that guy that said on the song, and I can deliver it better than the next person that said it on this song. You know, because it's like all I'm when I'm listening to him, like his delivery is off. He didn't do something right on his beat. I can do better than that. You know, that's how I look at it. I'm like, no,
That makes sense. That makes sense. As far as like, I remember you saying this before, and I think we said it in Discord before. Well, you said
yeah,
it in Discord that you have, let me guess the number. You have like 100 songs unreleased. Is that correct?
it's more than that to be honest with
So I always have this question for artists.
you. Yeah,
Why do rappers and musicians in period hold on to so much music? Is it because you guys are going to recycle some bars, or it's just something that you hold sacred to you, or both?
I say for me, it's a little bit of both, honestly, because it's like I don't. I save songs because that day I want to release it, and I'll be like, man, maybe this is not the right time, man. And then it's all about scheduling for me though, because like I'm scheduling these releases instead of like, oh, I'm gonna release this day and drop some others the next day, and I'm like, it just confuses everybody. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drop this day. I don't want to give people an actual date. I want to wait to a certain date, and then I give them what they want, basically. You know? And I'm
So
sitting there, yeah,
I know. Go ahead.
yeah, and I'm sitting there with releases and stuff. I'm like, okay, maybe I did. I'm hearing these songs. I'm listening to them myself as a listener, and I'm like, oh, did I do something wrong on this song? Or and I'm hearing it. I'm like, oh, gotta go back and edit some stuff, and then I do that, and then I drop it when I feel like it's finished, pretty much. You know,
Okay, all right. So the question I have for that is that I'm not gonna put this in the air, but you have artists like Anderson .Paak that has a tattoo on his arm saying, I'm paraphrasing, do not release my music or unreleased music. I'm a big Mac Miller fan. I listen to all his unreleased music. I'm like, yo, why he didn't release this shit? But the real question I have is, if you become this big industry artist, you don't think that you'll run out of things to rap about, or are you going to use those unreleased songs to put them out to make money off of?
I will probably. I don't know. It's like if I run out of stuff to rap about, I kind of like take a little light break. Just go somewhere, travel, and like, clear my head, and then come back and just, drop this and drop that, and if I do want to put some unreleased out there, I probably put like I ain't gonna put a lot. Probably put like five out there at a time, or like be like, oh, I got about five unreleased. So I'm like, let's see if everybody's messing with it. If they messing with it, then I'm gonna drop them. If they not, then they staying where they staying at.
Okay. I never heard that response. Most people just say, I said some personal things on there. I talked about death on there, things of that nature. But everybody has their personal things. When it comes to music or making your type of music, do you think some things can, some things you say might go too far, or how you feel about just censoring yourself when it comes to music?
I feel like when I make diss tracks, I feel like I can go a little too far because they push me into that point that I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna say something crazy about him. This in general between me and that person that I got problems with. So I can say the most out of line stuff, not too out of line, but like out of line stuff, and kind of like I'd be like, why? I'm like, why am I disrespecting this dude who only said like, oh, you should stop spamming me or something like that? And I'm like, okay, he said something about me. I'm just gonna make a whole song about
Hmm.
it. I only reciprocate the energy that he gives me, type stuff. Like that's the only thing about me doing diss tracks. I'll do them, but I don't always like to do them. It's only like if I get pushed too far.
What is going too far though? Can you give me an example of that?
He could say something about my family, which is going too far, obviously.
Okay.
He could say about like a homie, somebody that's close to me, somebody who died. It could be anything among them lines right there. That's when I had to get at him. Then, so that's my thing.
So do you think when it comes to this Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing, which is pretty much over, do you think do you think they went too far individually?
Uh, I feel like Drake was sending more personal shots than Kendrick was, because Kendrick was only, giving off what he was giving, basically. And that's kind of what I took from that beef. Drake said something crazy to him first, and then Kendrick Lamar said, "You know what? I'm gonna up the ante. I'm gonna expose him. I'm gonna straight up expose him." And that's what he did, and that's what happened.
Do you think all rappers should have some type of beef or a diss track under their belt to be considered great?
I say you don't really need a diss track to be great. I say the diss track only applies if like the person you're dissing is really up there, like in the industry, like really up, and you gotta be like, oh, I'm gonna disrespect him some sort of way, and if it become a hit, it's a hit. If not, oh well, because I think you don't have to make a diss track to make a hit. Like always, it could be
Okay.
something, be anything.
So since you're saying that, who are your top three top rappers? It don't have to be the cliche ones like Jay-Z and everybody like that. But who
Yeah.
are your top rappers that you think nobody's fucking with?
My top three ain't nobody fucking with. See, I grew up in that era where like trap music was just becoming a thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I say Future undeniably, because he's still making music to this day. Chief Keef, he was a pioneer, so I'll say that's him also, and what he was doing. And then I'll say, yeah, and I probably throw Young Jeezy in there because he was doing his thing at the time too. So
So the reason I said that and it all comes together is pretty much all those guys had beef at one point and
yeah,
they are considered great. Um, Everyone that has lost, they don't consider great. Uh, so let me dive deeper into that. So you have somebody like Big Sean. Big Sean never had any type of beef with anybody. Like he had beef with K Dot, but he didn't want to touch that. Like he said a little something, and then he
yeah,
pushed back. And now they don't even have him in the top five anymore. They used to be he used to be in that top three-ish, top five-ish
yeah,
ordeal. Yeah, back. So I'll say, well, Chief Keef, he had Chicago, so I mean, I can't really say much about him.
yeah,
Young Jeezy and Gucci, I don't know. I would hate to say this because I'm not from the South, but the thing is, I think Young Jeezy won that battle. Now you can disagree though.
yeah. I mean, I would say when I was talking about in terms of like diss tracks,
Hmm.
that boy Gucci man, he found ways to disrespect you. Even it some people on the outside of the South be like, oh man, Gucci, he going too far, he going too far, and then everybody in the South like, yeah, that boy Gucci finna get real disrespectful real quick. Cause that's how he was. That's how he always was as an artist. He's like, oh, you diss me, I'm gonna disrespect you. That's how it was with him. And then Jeezy, he was one of those people. He's like, you know what? I don't know what dude problem is, but then I'm gonna have to go in the studio and just straight up diss him.
But
That
do you think they went too far? I don't think they went too far because Jeezy sent some people to go kill him. So I don't think Gucci was being disrespectful at all, really, to be honest with you.
yeah, he was only giving off what he was giving to the like other person. Like the other person was coming after him. He defended himself, of course. Then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna rap about this body, whoever, on the song, and you gotta live with that. And he only did that because he, try to end him, trying to cut his water off.
Okay. So based off what I've seen with a lot of music that you have made also, you are a big anime fan. Who is your what is your top anime? No, your favorites, like put it that way. Your favorite anime period.
Okay, my favorites, I say, since I grew up with anime in general, I say uh Naruto most definitely. Uh Dragon Ball undeniable. No, DBZ. And One Piece, and there was others, but it's been so long since I watched some of them. But them the three I can like easily name right there because I grew up watching all three of those.
So you was doing a Naruto run.
Not necessarily. I was kind of like doing the little ninja hand movements and shit. Yeah, I was doing that.
Okay. Well, I'm sure how old I am.
That
I'm
was
back to the Pokemon days. You had Pokemon cards get suspended, all types of stuff. So that's how old I am.
oh yeah, man. Yeah, I used to have homies carrying the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and whole book full of them, everything. Man, I was like, yo, I'm like, ain't no way this man brought this whole binder full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards to school. I'm like, that's crazy. So yeah,
Uh, as far as making music also, what's one collab that you would like to do? You don't have to be like the top tier person, but like if you had to make a joint album right now, besides your crew, who would you
yeah.
make a joint album with?
If I make a joint album with somebody, I don't know if I ever do a song with if I do a song with like Uzi or somebody like that, I'll definitely probably him or like Yeet or somebody. I'll probably do one with them
I
because
can
I
see
want my
Yeet. I can see
yeah
Yeet.
yeah I say Yeet
Even
honestly.
after Lil Uzi was posing with the person and all that shit, you still do a song with?
Uh, I kind of like look at it as like, oh, that's his thing. That's not my thing. That's his thing to do. And I'm not like I'm not judging. I'm be like, hey, you do your thing. I'm gonna do mine. And I'm gonna come in here, do my thing. You do yours, man. It's all
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. What's one thing that you think that you would like to dabble in as far as like making music? Like some people have dabbled in, even though I don't like it, but country songs. You got some people making rock albums. Like, what's something that might be off the wall type stuff that you think you can dabble in and get away with it?
I'll say with me, I have done rock before, but it's not just rock. I probably do something like alt rock, like something like Green Day or something would have done, something like that or Maroon 5. I'll probably do something like that with them, you know,
So you want to do
because
Stacy's mom type stuff?
uh I don't know. I'm not really big into country because I'm from the South, of course. I
Mm.
can easily, but that's something I gotta come down to later down the line. But right now, no. Right now, no.
So I know you have music on the way. What is your time frame? 'Cause I know you said you got everything lined up and everything. What can people expect for these next two albums coming out?
Uh, this I got one. It's called King Ghoul, of course, because everybody already know. The King Ghoul is all about being hype. It's real hype energy type stuff. It's like workout music basically, like you working out. It don't have to be exactly about like this lifting weights and stuff. It's just like when you hear it, you want to go to the gym, like squat, bench, whatever. You want to do everything to that whole project. And then with the other one, uh, I'm calling it Capricorn. I'm basing it off like me my birthday, whatever. Because December 27th, of course. So I kind of wanted to do something like that for my birthday, but
Like,
it's more because I have more than one I have like what 4 projects that I was working on, but only 3 of them probably gonna get released this year, pretty much.
so you're big into the signs and everything. Like what like for me, I'm big into it also, but I want to see your perspective on it. Why you believe that it's so true with, the horoscope things? Like how is it affecting your life pretty much knowing, hey, I'm a Capricorn and this is what we do and this is what we don't like, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, because I kind of based it like off of people that I've interacted with over the years, and I'm like, oh, okay, I acted like this towards this person. I did this around this person. I'm like, and all starting to like build together. I'm like, what did I? I'm like, I'm trying to look at it like, what did I do wrong? And I look at it and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I did. And it kind of give off that energy of me just doing that stuff. And I do it every day, not knowing that I do that kind of stuff anyway. Like I'm
Can you
not knowing.
give me more detail on that? Because it's always some negative thing that always comes with Capricorns. There's always negative things with myself, Aries, and stuff like that. What can you go a little deeper into that pause? No dig.
Yeah, I guess I got you. With Capricorns, they have this. They seem like they hard, like kind of like hard headed or arrogant or something like that. But they all that's one of the bad things. They be like, oh, they hard to talk to, or they don't trust you right away, or they ain't gonna answer or call your phone or nothing because they don't like that. They hate that. Most of them they be like standoffish, like all the way over here by themselves. Like they worrying about, and if like somebody say something that you don't like, they get angry real quick. It's like, oh, I'm about to get mad, or you messing with my money, I'm about to get angry or something. That's the thing about Capricorn that most people kind of be like, mad about that, and like they will disrespect you real quick if you say something bad one time. Do one bad thing around them, it's over. So it's like that. That's all it takes.
What's your pet peeve about those certain things?
It could be like a simple disagreement. Y'all can argue about something that you're right about, because it's like you can be right about something, and then that other person be like, "Oh, but you're wrong," and I'm like, "No, I'm right every time." Like, and we know what's gonna happen before it happens, and people don't want to listen until like after it happened, and it gets like that. I'm like, I'm trying to be like, why are you like this? And it's because I know what I'm about to see in the future.
All right, so I'll give you a better example because both of us play 2K. So I'll give you a scenario. You're playing rec, right? And then you have one teammate that just say ISO, right? And you saying,
Oh,
yo, just get in the corner. I'm gonna pass to you, but don't do no more ISO. So your handle's on trash, right? Or you tell them, yo,
oh,
you got 3-and-D on you. Yo,
yeah.
just pass the ball. This ain't your game, bro. Would that be a pet peeve for you to be like, yo, not fuck with this nigga no more? Or it's just like, yo, it's just a game, whatever.
Boy, oh my God. I used to get heated with that shit. bro. Every time I see my guard or something, I play big sometimes. Cause like my guard, he'll come up the court by like two people on each side of him like this while he's dribbling. He go this way, stop. Another guard right here, Then one guy comes over there trying to help. That's three people, and he shoots it. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, what is this? Like, what are you doing? And I had to go on the board. Then his defender and somebody else's defender is right there for the rebound while I'm in the corner trying to get open for a shot. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh shit, I guess that brought some demons right there. Oh,
Yeah, that's a strong pet peeve right there. I hate it. I'm sorry, I hate it.
okay. So for your fans, can you pretty much tell everybody what you do on a daily basis? Like, pretty much give us an insight into like your daily routine, all that.
Uh, I say wake up, get my face ready, brush my teeth, all that stuff, shower, basic hygiene, of course, like that, and then I listen to my songs, I listen to them for a little bit, and I'm like, oh, what do I got to fix? And I'm in that I need to fix something mode right now, like when I'm listening to my music, and I'm like, oh, I'm listening. I would even listen to the newest song I made like that night and be like, oh, do I need to do something? Do I need to change something? Let me add something to this. Then, then when I hear a new beat or whatever, a new song, whatever, I'll be like, I'm recording that right now. I get to it, do my recording. I listen to it again. I'm like, oh, maybe I need to turn this up a little bit. And then I'll go back in there, fix it again. Then after that, one song is done, because I do 10 in a day. So I get that one song done, take a little light break, eat my food, watch some TV for a bit, just clear my head, come right back to it all day. That's it all day. If I ain't doing that, I'll post some like snippet content, like one snippet here, another one probably like the next day, or get it all scheduled for the whole day, for the whole like week. Then everything else, that's free time after that. Chilling. It's basically the whole day right there.
So when it comes to gratification, when you're doing that, like, because some people believe that they'll put their music out and then they just figured, oh, I'm going to be an overnight celebrity. You're actually putting the steps in that,
Yeah,
you live and breathe this shit. So when it
yeah,
comes to, like, for instance, we just did the radio show, for Not World. How
yeah.
does that make you feel to know that, okay, my music now is going to be playing in Portland and maybe all over the world? Like, how does that make you feel?
I feel like, man, this is a dream come true, because I've been wanting to be on the radio since like I was a little jit, man. I'm listening to the radio, I'm hearing my favorite song come on. I'm like, oh snap, that's my favorite song. And now I'm hearing myself on the radio. I'm like, man, this is a this is a beautiful opportunity. This is like I appreciate this. Like this is something I can look back on and say, damn, I was actually on the radio. I can't say like I don't know. It's just something about it. It's like, man, I'm just glad I'm on the radio, man. Like that's all I'm glad about. I'm just glad I can do it. Get the opportunity. You know, just
So,
appreciate every moment.
so what would you say for a rapper? And I'll give you two events that's in the NBA since we both like
Yeah.
NBA. What would you say is pretty much all-star selection, all-star game, and what is the NBA Finals championship? Like, what two separate events for a rapper would be that?
If it's not like a skills challenge or I say if it ain't the skills challenge, or I wouldn't say the all. I say the dunk contest would be something, of course, because that's another thing. Or the throwing contest would be something to go to. You'd be like, oh, because we want to see who the best 3-point shooter is, and then everybody talking about, oh, I'm shooting like Curry or something, or I'm shooting like this dude or that dude. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be there or something. That's something you want to be there for. That's not like the NBA Finals or the All Star game. Like,
Oh,
like
you probably don't understand. All right, so for instance, let me say, like, okay, let's say I'm a rapper, right?
yeah.
And I get invited to the BET Cypher. For some people, that might be the NBA Finals for them. For some people, that
Oh,
might be an all-star game. You get what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
comparing two events in the NBA and being a rapper.
Oh, yeah. I say for me, a BET Cypher will probably be like, I won't look at it like no NBA Finals. I'll look at it as like an All Star game because it's showing, like, I'm showing my skill, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, like, yeah, I'll look at it like an All Star game, honestly.
What would be an NBA Finals event for you then, for as far as a rapper goes?
NBA Finals event would be somewhere like Rolling Loud or something. That would be something. That would be something to go to. Like,
And why Rolling Loud? Because I know a lot of people, like a lot of musicians go there, period. But I never personally been there. But
yeah.
why would that be an NBA Finals? Like, is it because you're getting all new eyes on you, or what?
Yeah, that's like new eyes, new people, and new fans to like appreciate what I made and stuff. I get, because it's like, oh, I don't have merch yet, but that comes in the future. But right now, it's all about building up what I got going on as a movement. You know,
Mhm.
I want them to know who Buddha Baby is. I want him to know them know who Bemo is. I want them to be like, oh, I want the crowd to be like Bemo, Bemo, something like that.
Okay, okay. So it's pretty much
Yeah,
getting once again that gratification. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I asked a lot of people that's in our chat, like, what has I call him Andre, but
yeah.
for the sake of that, not Shredder, what has he been towards you as far as, bringing you in, showing you tips, like if you can share some of that.
Andre, man, man, that's the biggest. Like, I'm talking about, he's a good friend. He's that type of person. You could just know. I I feel like this man is like a brother to me, man, because the way he brought me in as like not even as a person, as a person and an artist, of course. And he's like, this is what we got going on. I want you to be part of it. I like your sound, and it's like, man, ever since I met him and I met everybody else, it's like I appreciate everything they done for me, because it's not like I don't look at it as a collector. I look at it as like a brotherhood. Like, we all together, we all like this together, you know. And can't nobody else, top what we do type stuff. This is our thing, and we got things going on, and I love every moment of it, man. And I appreciate Andre for it, man. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't even be here. You know, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here.
I can say the same thing because, like I said, for me, you know, I've been taking a lot of breaks off from podcasting. Then he brought me back to the radio show. So, like I
Yeah.
said, he always looked out for me. Um, Speaking on the Discord chat, what's the most funniest things we can say without getting too into it? But what's the funniest thing you've seen on there?
The funniest thing I've seen on there is it's the stuff like I don't know. Sometimes it be the stuff like Brady be sending, like, corrupt
Yeah.
him. It be him. It be sometimes a little bit of me, him, and a couple other people together. We just be like, oh, we just gonna send some crazy in there, but not nothing too out of pocket. We like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, we did all be laughing at the same time.
yeah, I mean, like I said, the Mexican clothes and him being him being black and speaking
Yeah.
fluent Spanish, I still can't get over that shit.
Oh,
Um,
no.
I don't know if you want me to say his name, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Um, what what's uh, the worst thing you see? Like the worst thing you seen there?
Say what?
What's the worst thing you've seen inside the Discord?
Oh man, the worst that I've seen. Uh, I would say somebody in there sent they sent like a link to I don't know, they sent some like it was like a Macy and Gunther type thing that was going on in there, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty bad. They sent some crazy stuff in there. Every like when I first got on the Not server, bro, and I saw them send them crazy stuff. I was like, yo, what is this? I was like, yo, what did they send in here? I'm like, man, I had to turn my notification on for a week for that, man. I'm like, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. It is like, like
Get that
why did it,
way.
you know?
Yeah, that's why Andre put all those rules up because it got a little wild when a white person was like uh no, it's actually on another radio show or a little podcast we did way back, and the lady would say, "Why can't I say nigga?" And then I was like, "Whoa." I think that's when we stopped doing that. But
Oh
here
my
or
god.
here or there. Yeah, what's your dream collab that you wish you can do?
A dream collab. Uh, I would say my dream collab would be someone with like, if I can't get Gucci Man, it would definitely be Chief Keef. If it ain't him, then you know, probably somebody like Future or somebody, anybody like that. Honestly, them would be my dream collabs.
Okay. So y'all be well, if it's future, you're gonna talk about drugs and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's just gonna be a given. That's gonna be a given.
yeah, and then me and Chief, I can kind of relate to him in a way, but the age difference is gonna be kind of, it's just gonna be the age difference, and
Oh,
and
how old are you then? Because Chief Keef has got to be 27.
yeah, and and I'm basically like, I don't know, I'm like a year and a half like behind him, kind of something like that,
Okay,
and
okay, okay.
yeah, I'm like a year behind him. Like he 28 now, and I'm like 20 right now, so it makes sense. Because when he was rapping, I was basically like, in high school still. I was in like, you know, like 10th, 11th grade around that time,
Got you,
and we kind
got
of,
you,
yeah, and it just stuck. It stuck to me ever since.
gotcha. So we played a show on the podcast called That's Loco. It's a whole bunch of crazy questions, or it might be a little calm questions. So it's out of nowhere. And this is the Southern edition. So I did it with White Jesus. I'll leave it. I'll go start calling him that. Uh, yeah, I'll read that one. But so the first question is alligator or frog as far as eating. Which one you choose?
I ain't gonna hold you. I'll probably say alligator because frog, never.
It
I,
tastes like chicken.
see, I would say gator because it tastes like chicken in a way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because my friends put me on the gator. I'm like, yeah, this tastes kind of like chicken, but it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like rough at the end, kind of. So it's like chicken. Yeah.
Gotcha. Best beach to go to in the South.
A go-to in the South, college football game, any barbecue joint, uh, a outdoor concert, any like or in outdoor indoor concert. It can be both. It can be a gun show, and it can be something like a local gathering event or a lot of food trucks or something like that being outside. Stuff you can do outside with the family is basically thing. Be lit. Friends, family, don't matter.
Okay. Um, as far as the South is concerned, what is the best chicken spot? Popeyes or the field? Like the rest?
Oh man, the field. I say mostly in the South. We got stuff like Zaxby's and all the Gumphreys and all that other stuff. So kind of like I say, I say the best chain in the South for like chicken. I would say for me, it probably be Zaxby's because they be having a lot of options in terms like with chicken. They got a lot of options, and they come up with new menu items and say, "Hey, we got this, but with chicken in it." You know?
Okay, okay. Favorite bar you ever spit in your life?
Oh man, my favorite one is man. It was I hop out of that. I'm like six. I'm like it's from Sex Pistols, of course. So yeah, it's like I hop up out there with and talking about sex on my seat because it's based off the band, the Sex Pistols. Basically, I was like, oh man, this is one of my favorite bands and stuff because I kind of studied them and I listened to their stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I like them. I like how they approach things, especially the main like singer and shit. No, I like how his attitude. His attitude was like it what drew me to the band itself. And he was like, and I was like, it was like God save the Queen. And yeah, I heard that and I was like, you know what? I want to do something like that on this song right here. And that where that bar came from. He's like, is she talking about sex? She yeah. I recite that bar every time I listen to that song. I'll be like, she talking about that? She talking about sex? Yeah.
Uh, Craziest thing a fan has ever said to you?
My favorite what?
The Pretty much the craziest thing a fan has ever said to you.
The craziest thing a fan ever said to me is, oh man. I remember a fan said something to me about like, it was about like, oh, said said Bemo, you're God or something. I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm like, that's a little blasphemy, but I'm like, okay. I've been told, be more your God. I want to be just like you, or I want to be just like BMO or something. Like I heard all kinds of crazy stuff, but that one was the craziest one. I got told. So yeah.
Okay, okay. When it comes to like, how should I say this? So you have an option between a crackhead and you have an option between pretty much the ugliest lady you ever seen in your life.
Oh,
Which
let's
one,
see.
which one you smash? Now, remember, crackheads, they can get shit done. Ugly one can cook, can probably do everything else right. But you don't want to see them in public. You don't want to see in public with both of them, but which one you smash?
I say I don't know. I would say with the ugly one, she could possibly get that. All you can do is get that shit maked over and shit. Put that bag over, be like, yeah, I can deal with that. But the crackhead,
No, crackhead?
look, I know the crackhead gets stuff done. I know that.
Uh,
But she, what I'm saying, she gonna wither herself out and be somewhere else and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, you know. And I don't need that in my. So I'd rather go with the ugliest girl. I
Okay.
I'd rather go with the ugly girl.
Okay. I mean, I can't, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do around these parts.
Yeah,
Um, and this is the last one.
yeah.
In Birmingham,
Yeah,
what is the biggest creature you ever seen down there?
man. The biggest creature I seen recently was like, oh, it was like this giant. It's like it was like a giant cicada. It was like this freaking big. It was like the size of like this, flying like this, flying like everywhere. Like I was outside one day. I walking outside. I see it. Thing about this freaking big. It was like this size. It's like the size of the little sea, like right here together. Like it's this big, flying,
Jeez.
flying. Yeah,
Damn.
that. Yeah, that, and I seen a turtle. I seen like snapping turtle bite. He like this. He was just crawling down the street.
Jesus, man.
I seen some things, man. I'm telling you, bro. Alabama is crazy.
I thought he was about to say like a bear or something else. I remember seeing an alligator. Matter of fact, I seen a shark, but that was all in Florida. You know, Florida's all crazy anyway. But you talking about big ass cicadas? I thought them bitches were dead. But it is what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. I seen one of those recently. That turtles, a lot of frogs, and some snakes. I didn't seen a lot of them, so they everywhere.
Just like niggas. So how can people get in contact with you? Pretty much, your IG, what's coming up next, music videos, et cetera, et cetera. The floor is yours.
I say the main social media that I use the most is Instagram at no Black Skin Buddha. That's with two B's and the Black Skin and two B's in the Buddha. And you know that I got a YouTube channel also. Buddha Baby. It's YouTube, and basically everything on my Instagram is a link in there. It's said I got two links in there, but it should be two different ones. It leads you to everything. So everything is convenient. If you want to follow me, can. And I'm gonna talk about all kinds of stuff in my stories and in my posts. So you ain't gonna never miss out. Honestly, on Instagram, you ain't gonna never miss out.
Gotcha.
So
So that's a wrap for the podcast, podcast 122. I'm your host, Samuel Oko, and we're out.